Hey, and welcome to the QB Show, starring Woody Adams, Don Brolin, and myself, Stacy Kildall. We'd like you to take a minute to visit our sponsors. Our show is brought to you by the following: Avalara.com, an amazing sales tax engine to help you make sales tax less taxing. Exact Online, an online inventory solution specializing in manufacturing and distribution. Tsheets.com, an amazing time tracking solution. Skyline from UnidataIT.com, QuickBooks and software hosting. And Zencash.com to help manage your accounts receivables. We hope you enjoy the show. We're live.
Fantastic, and I just wanted to welcome everyone on this fine Wednesday night, wherever you are in the country, or perhaps you're listening throughout the week, to the QB Show, the QuickBooks Show, formerly Radio Free QuickBooks. Of course, myself, Woody Adams, we have Stacy Kildall and Don Brolin on, and a special guest we'll bring on real quick here. But I just wanted to say thanks for watching or listening throughout the day. We're going to tackle questions for a half hour, but first we have our guest, and we're really excited. Before we bring Luis on, kind of already gave it away, I just need to mention that I am a QuickBooks product specialist with Intuit. Been with Intuit a long time, but what really matters is that the opinion statements or views that I might share on the show might not necessarily match those of Intuit or Luis at all. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. That kind of legally unbinds me from anything that I may or may not say, although usually I pretty much keep it in check. Good day out here in Texas, getting hot. Stacy Kildall, Don Brolin. Let's go to Stacy first. Stacy, how's it going there tonight in Michigan?
I just want to tell you, it's going amazing. Yeah, so don't forget the QB Show drinking game for those of you who want to play. Anytime you see a cat run behind me, you take a drink. And if you see two cats, more than one cat at a time, you have to chug it. So you can play or not play. We just discovered that that was, something that we can do a couple weeks ago. I'm fabulous. I just got back from an 8-day vacation. We were up in Michigan.
Whoa.
This, if you're not familiar, this is what the state of Michigan looks like. And we were about right up here. We were in the Leelanau Peninsula, right on Lake Leelanau. And it's actually the peninsula on the west side is Lake Michigan, and then on the east side is the Grand Traverse Bay. And we were actually on a lake that's right in the middle of the peninsula at a cabin, and it was absolutely wonderful. And I tried not to work, and I didn't really work. Checked my emails a little bit, but the greatest thing is the first time I've ever been out of the office for that long, and I finished my first day back yesterday with a inbox zero. I had nothing in my inbox when I went to bed last night. So very excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that, you know why I have that? It's because I have a new system. I have a great team. I have an amazing admin. Basically, my account manager / partner at this point. I mean, she really is like the other half of me. I'm so glad that I found her, Shannon. They really stepped up to the plate, totally helped me out. And then I had a new system with dealing with emails, so I didn't stress out about stuff, because usually I sort of will stress because there's so much work to do. So
sure.
Whenever I had a chance, I would jump on my phone and check my email and deal with what I could, and then whatever I couldn't, I would just file away to a labeled in my Gmail called follow-up. And so I got back, and yesterday I went through all of those things that were labeled follow-up, and then I dealt with everything else that was in my inbox, and I got a ton of stuff done. So I'm really happy that I was able to not freak out and have a panic attack when I got back for vacation. Dawn, how are you?
Yeah, Don.
Well, I'm good. I'm good. You know, I'm just working like a dog. I'm dogging it. But I'm loving it. I love it, and that's good. Signed up another ProAdvisor today, Luis. There's 5 ProAdvisors in my firm. 5, including myself.
Nice work, Don. Love it.
Absolutely. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, and I'm really excited for him because he's actually a college kid. He's a junior in college taking accounting,
Nice.
and yeah, and
That'd
he's
be
so
rare.
back. He's on it. He's working in audits with us right now. He came highly
Wow.
recommended. And so he's got a lot to learn about QuickBooks. He knows a lot of the basics, but I'm excited for him to get in there and make it happen with getting trained and certified, and I don't have to do it, which is why I love the ProAdvisor program, because I don't have time for that. So I'm excited about that. So we signed up, the 5th one today, and it's exciting.
That's
Well,
impressive.
that's a great segue, and you know, I wanted to bring on Luis Sanchez. He is the leader of both ProAdvisor and CloudAdvisor for Intuit, and he's been doing that for nigh 2 years now, I believe. And Luis, thanks for taking the time to come on the show here tonight.
Of course, Woody. Thank you guys for having me. I'm psyched to be here.
Yeah, and if you could just take a few minutes for those that watch or listen to the show, and I know you've been on several times with Radio Free QuickBooks in the past, but you just kind of want to tell people, you know, what you're over, what you do, and then we'll go into the questions there.
Of course. Well, yeah, it's the first time I'm in the new QB show, so I'm psyched to be here. First time Googling hanging outing with you guys. So let's see, what do I do here? I'm sitting in my office showing you a little art from my daughter, Espy, and a little picture with one of my favorite people, Brad Smith, and that was actually at Scaling New Heights this year. So yeah, I run the ProAdvisor program, and it's a really fun business. I've been on it for, you're right, over 2 years, learning tons from you guys, from ProAdvisors all over the world, and just trying to help move the profession, you know, in kind of the direction it's going, which is online. So happy to tell you more about that now.
That's fantastic. And am I right that did you guys have a second child recently or coming up?
Yes, Woody. This is where I get to share a little more. Let's see if you guys can see that. This is my oldest daughter having fun with her new little sibling, Navarra. Is her name? Yeah. So that's Espy and Navarra, and yeah, she's 3 weeks, a couple days old, so we're getting some sleep, which is kind of fun. But I'm dogging it. I'm dogging it too. So it's good. Trying to get as much sleep as possible, but we're having a ball. They're awesome.
No, it's fantastic. And you know, before we get to questions around, you know, I got a list of questions here that are advisor based, and I think the first one on how the world's moving online for ProAdvisors too, but I believe under your watch also is the CloudAdvisor program. So can you kind of explain what the CloudAdvisor is? I know most people have heard about it, but your take on it, and then, you know, the whole your idea on the paradigm shift for ProAdvisors to online, or the hopeful one.
Sure, Woody, that's right. So when I joined the ProAdvisor business a couple of years ago, you know, we had the paid program, the ProAdvisor program, which was at the core of it, you know, a bunch of desktop software and other desktop-related benefits. So about a year and a half ago, we launched the Cloud ProAdvisor program, and so we now have, you know, basically a program that allows you to run your business online if that's all you want. So you've got access to QuickBooks Online Accountant, the ability to get certified on QuickBooks Online. If you do that, we create a directory listing for you on findaproadvisor.com so that, you know, online businesses can find you. And then you actually get to some marketing tools too. But you know, the world is moving online a lot faster than I think any of us, you know, thought a while ago. And so that's what I'm focused on now, sort of bringing more of those online benefits to ProAdvisor. So that's what I spend a lot of my time doing now.
That's awesome. And are you going, I know you were at Scaling New Heights, of course, you had a big speech there, and that was a lot of fun, and a lot of people who follow the show were there too. So when Brad showed up and you guys were doing your thing with champagne, that was really cool. But are you got any other traveling, like the Midwest Accounting Show I'm going to next week, Stacy is too, or are you holding out for, you know, QB Connect and Sleater? Or?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, thank you for making the reference to the big milestone we just had, which if you weren't at the show you may have missed, which is we just crossed 100,000 global ProAdvisor barrier, which is awesome. The ProAdvisor program was launched in 1997, and we've just been growing, you know, kind of leaps and bounds. So yeah, we crossed 100,000 ProAdvisors. really focused on our core geographies of the U.S., the U.K., Canada, Australia, and India. But we really kind of have ProAdvisors in several other countries because they value that's in the program. So I've got some travel, a couple internal Intuit leadership conferences coming up, but I will be at QB Connect, of course, which I'll tell you about some more, and Sleep. Yep. Those are the next two shows I'm planning to attend.
Cool.
Stacy, John, before I continue on, do you guys have something else you wanted to ask?
Well, you know what I did? The one thing that I want to ask is, well, I don't know if you...
Spit it out.
I don't know if you want to talk about it yet, the big announcement.
I don't want to talk about it yet. I can talk about it. You want me to talk about it, Woody?
Well, it's kind of a big announcement. So
I could just keep stalling and building the suspense.
No, bring it, because it's impossible. I just want you guys to know it's so hard for me to keep secrets. I'm the kind of person who I buy presents for, like, my sister or my husband, and then I can't wait until whatever event it is to give to them. I keep saying, do you want to open it now? Do you want to open it now? And then they don't. So this was one of the hardest secrets that I have had to keep. And I think we met, what was it, in May that we had that meeting?
Yeah.
So I didn't breathe a word of this to anybody at all. It was totally in the vault like it was supposed to be. So Go for it. Let it out because I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this.
Well, in case you haven't heard, and thank you, Woody, for setting me up with Cloud ProAdvisor and, how we're thinking about bringing more online benefits to our ProAdvisors. We know more and more of you are thinking about just literally supporting clients online. And that may be the only thing you want to do. We are launching a QuickBooks Online Advanced Certification, which is something that's been in the works, to Stacy's point for a while. We've been kind of masterminding it for a bit. We wanted to save it for QB Connect, and so a couple of big things, right? We're launching QuickBooks Online Advanced Cert, and we're actually going to have a cert prep course. Some of you may have gotten kind of cert prepped via webinars that Michelle Long is doing for us now. We're going to have that live at QB Connect on October 21st, and frankly, you won't get access to those training materials or the exam for the next 2 weeks unless you show up. So we're actually going to open it up to everybody in early November, but we want you to be there. So yet another reason why you got to come to QB Connect. We're very excited. We realize the world is changing. More and more of your clients are looking for online solutions. We want to give you even more of that expertise on QuickBooks Online. So QuickBooks Online Advanced Cert.
I am ridiculously excited because we met. It was you and Dan Lowell and Lindsay Ransom and Syed, a bunch of people from Intuit. And what was really cool, what I loved about it, is the fact that you guys, first of all, I was absolutely positively honored to be part of it. Just me and Michelle Long and Laura Redmond were there. But what was really cool is everybody went into that kind of with a blank slate. Like, let's forget about any of the training that has been done for certification. Let's forget about how we've historically done this and kind of just try and think just completely new methods, new modules, just everything about it I thought was really cool. And you guys had somebody from each one of those global locations. There was somebody from England and somebody from Australia. So there was somebody representing each one of the major global products. And so it was really it was a really neat experience, and so I'm just ridiculously excited. And what's funny is, as much as I wanted to work on the QBO Advanced Cert training material, I ended up opting to just go with basic QBO Cert. So I'm actually just reviewing the Advanced, and I'm writing some of the QBO updates. So
awesome.
Yeah.
We're honored to have you, absolutely. And so I hope everybody kind of picked up on a couple of things there that are inherent to how this certification is different, than anything we've done in the past. Certainly, we always pick the brains of kind of the best and brightest and kind of fast, forward-leaning, pro-advisors in the market, right? You are thinking about what to take the profession in the next 5 to 10 years. So as you can see, we bring in the kitchen right away. We have people from across our cross-functional teams, people who would know about product management, people who know about education, training, and certification. You're right, Stacy, a huge difference in terms of how I spend my time now and the way we're building things is at the kitchen table, we've got somebody from our India team, somebody from our Canada team,
Wow.
somebody from our Australia team, somebody from the UK team. And so, that always leads to much more thorough, more global thinking. And so we're very, and I think you will see that, reflected in the quality of the certifications you're going to get.
Yeah, I'm excited. Dawn, I think Dawn had a question.
Yeah, Don.
So, as if I'm
Wow.
gonna-
Do we need to Heimlich? Do we need to Heimlich?
I know. I was all dry and.
She's so excited. She's choking on it. She's choking on that question.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wanted to you, if you could, just to reiterate, explain how it's not available to everybody. So explain a little bit better about that for those of us like me who don't always catch it the first time.
No, I appreciate that, Don. So basically, QuickBooks Online Advanced Certification will be available to all pro advisors.
Okay.
However, what we're doing is we are having cert prep courses at QB Connect, the show, on October 21st. And you will be the only people, those who attend that class in person, will have access to those training materials and certification exam for a couple of weeks before everybody else, gets access to it. So, we think you're going to get a lot of value out of traveling to QB Connect and seeing all that, and you'll obviously be able to then distinguish yourself, call yourself one of those, first few who got advanced QBO cert prepped. But yeah, you'll literally be able to walk out of there and take the exam and get your new badge, which is very exciting too. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming up.
I know, new badge. I can't wait for everybody, and I can't really go into too much detail because I know what the different modules are going to be, and I'm so excited about how the advanced certification training is actually going to work. So,
I have a question.
okay, well,
Please.
I'll let you ask it, Woody.
Is the online advanced certification going to be an easier to pass exam versus the desktop advanced certification, aka so that I can actually be advanced certified in something?
I want to say that I hope not before you answer, Luis.
And what I can tell you is, as Stacey knows, we're in the middle of building it. It's a fine line, right? We want to make it so that you really have to invest the right amount of time because we want the certification to mean a lot.
True.
I would say it's fair to say, though, that we're not trying to create an exam that will take you, 40 hours to go through. That's not the point of it. It's certainly, we're trying to make sure that you know the subject matter well, that it goes above and beyond the basic QBO certification. So it'll be, kind of the next level of knowledge. But, again, we're not trying to be prohibitively, tough about it.
No, that's good, because I got 10 or 11 hours to give. So do you think that I'll be able to pass it with 11 or less hours?
Well, and
Is this an open negotiation? Is that what's happening right now?
well, and my question is this going to make me cry like the desktop advanced?
I was thinking somebody might bring that up. Now, so tell you what, Stacy is one of the best influencers to make that happen. She'll be reviewing the materials, and she can affect that.
The minute it makes me start to cry, oh, that's not a cat.
No, I agree with Don, though.
That's
I think
not a cat there behind me.
Deserving of a drink?
I agree with what Louis. I agree with what you're saying with both Don and I understand that fine line you have to walk because it should be something that you're really proud of. I mean, that's a huge effort for the advanced certification for desktop. It should be something similar, along the lines for QuickBooks Online. The overall QBO cert, the regular one, takes less time. It's a little. I mean, I think QuickBooks Online itself is a little just easier to kind of get your brain around.
I think to your point, Woody, right? It is a less mature product, but I tell you what, as you know, it's developing very quickly,
right.
And based on where it is today and how it'll be evolving, that will change. But what I can tell you is we want you to be just proud, and more importantly, to have you be extremely confident that you're going to deliver just awesome client service.
Totally. Totally. Don?
Yeah, no, I would have to say that, Woody, you're on the kind of the same page there. I just don't. I would hate to see people who aren't even accountants get certified in QBO. I want to. I trust that Stacy will make sure that it's for. I mean, I want it to be hard for me. I mean, I use QBO quite often, I wouldn't consider myself at all an expert, but I hope that I really want it to challenge me so that I can learn more. And so
it will challenge you, I can tell you that.
Awesome.
Right, but here's the deal: the minute it makes me start to cry, I'm gonna have to say, you know what, we have to pull this back a little bit. And
I think that's a fair line to draw in the sand and say, stop making me cry.
When it
we'll
makes
listen to that.
When it makes Stacey cry, it's time to just shut it down and just back it up a little bit, right?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Go, Dawn.
I love you, Dawn.
Because I like to know things.
Yeah.
So as far as the training, and obviously I understand certainly the QB Connect being there. Can you talk at all? And if it's okay if you can't, because maybe stay tuned and we can update people. But is there going to be any CPE availability process, whether it be at QB Connect and or the regular training, like when you take regular QuickBooks desktop training, you get CPE for that if you go through the whole thing. So
yes.
if you can't speak, that's cool, but tell me about that.
You know what? I'm going to have to plead the fifth for a little bit on that, but I can tell you we're working on making that, possible. So let me see. So now, yes, we'll be having 6 CPE credits for the Advanced Cert Prep course at QB Connect.
We will.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay,
I just
cool.
had to
I think that's a really big deal.
Yeah.
That's a really big deal. I know that, I have to get 40 hours, and and that's important to me. I'm a multitasker. I want to, certified.
What I want to make sure it's clear to your point, right? You're like, hey, make it crystal clear for me. This is all included. So the Advanced Cert Prep on QBO is included with your registration for, QB Connect. So it's not like you have to pay extra. And yes, 6 CPE credits will be available.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Nice.
Good.
No, that is a big change. I like that because there's no CP with a regular cert right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah, and then to circle back, Luis, to kind of the opening of the discussion, the Advanced Cert, QB Connect, I'm assuming that'll be U.S., but is that going to be Advanced Cert, worldwide too?
Great point. Yeah, to your point, we're building this thing from the ground up globally. So there will be local tweaks that will happen, but there will be, later in the year, and I can't make any promises on timing, as you know, I don't want to get in trouble. But there will be an advanced, QBO certification in all of our key markets. Yes. Right,
because it goes along with that question you kind of already answered, but it was I never got a chance to ask it just because, or I want to ask it because it's written well. How the thinking is changing more global and solving problems for accountants worldwide. In order to do that, we need to equip them and train them as best we can. So I'm assuming like the QBO cert, the advanced cert, those would be in those 5 QBOA markets at least at some point first, something like that, right?
You got it.
Could hypothetically say, okay.
That's exactly
that
right.
makes total sense. That's great.
Good.
Very exciting.
I guys, because I don't, I haven't listened to the show in a little bit here, but tell me about QB Connect. Is it fairly clear to everybody what QuickBooks Connect is about? Because I want to make sure I'm doing my part to create that awareness if needed.
Dawn, Stacey?
I'm very clear on it. I'm very clear, and I had kind of like an epiphany about it, and it's bigger. It's not just and not that Scaling New Heights is just something. I mean, I think Scaling New Heights is an amazing event, so that was probably the wrong term. But this isn't a typical accounting show. This is something kind of totally different, and so once that light bulb went on over my head, at first I was a little bit bummed because I wasn't going to be able to do, and I was just doing a panel discussion, and now I'm actually ridiculously excited that I'm only doing a panel discussion because that means I get to go and see all the other sessions and participate as an attendee, and I'm really, really excited about that. And I just wanted, this is a really good time too to mention that we have the QB Connect LinkedIn group that we manage, and we're doing a Q&A. We do a Q&A every Tuesday so far. We've been doing it on Tuesdays from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. And tonight I'm doing it with Elizabeth Gettleman, who runs, she's the PR manager for the Small Business Group, correct? That's her title? Mm-hmm. So her and I are going to be doing the Q&A, and so if anybody has any questions, if you go to LinkedIn and you just Google, or you just search QB Connect, we'll have the questions right there. It's the manager's choice discussion right now. So if you have any questions about, the scheduling or the agenda or the speakers or the CPE, any questions that you have about it, you can get those answered every week on LinkedIn. But Luis, we have you for like 6 more minutes. Why don't you maybe kind of give your take on what the event is?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's one of those things that, unlike probably anything you've been to before from a show perspective, think of it as, and it's a show that Intuit has been thinking about for a long, long time, and just decided, Brad Smith said, what, we're making this happen because it's cool, and we're evolving, and the ecosystem is evolving. So think of it as it's scaling new heights, plus it's a developer show, plus it's a small business show, all under one roof.
Yeah.
So you are just as likely to bump into somebody who's building, an app you can influence, as you're as likely to bump into somebody whom you can do business with, right? Could be a client of yours. So you're going to hear from some really cool, Silicon Valley, speakers like Mark Andreessen from Andreessen Horowitz.
Yeah.
You'll have Bill Rancic there. You'll have Huffington there. So that's just in general really cool speakers, right? But there's an accountant track, and frankly, you as an accountant don't even have to go to the accountant track. You could choose to go to the small business track and spend as much time there as you want to listen to what sort of small businesses are going through. And by the way, at the same time, you could choose to go and hobnob with developers. And whether you choose to take the accountant track, you could still, meet for drinks and you have fun later and just bounce ideas off others. So, and by the way, the way the whole show is set up is very different. It's unlike anything you've been to before. So that's sort of the only thing that I can say at this point, but it's almost like 3 shows in one, and it's kind of like choose your own adventure. You're going to be able to do some pretty cool stuff there that you wouldn't be able to do anywhere else. Highly recommend that you go.
I can't wait. I mean, I'm just ridiculously excited, and I just found out that Intuit bought, iDoes It, that app connector program.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that they're going to be there, so I'm really excited. I know Tally is going to be there. My girl Sylvia and Alicia, they're going to be there. So we have, there's going to be a lot of vendors and third-party applications. I cannot wait to see them and talk to them and check out their product and not have to worry about stopping and running and getting back to a session, right? So,
I'm glad you just brought that last point up, Stacy. It's, as the world is changing online, it's that ecosystem where I know, as kind of a ProAdvisor, as somebody who works for ProAdvisors, you guys are looking for the best knowledge out there. I can tell you that's going to be an area of evolution for the program, because there's so many great companies and so many great apps and add-ons to the QBO ecosystem that the more we can give you the right information, the better decisions you'll be able to make on behalf of your clients. So that's where a lot of our thinking is now. QB Connect is obviously a show that brings that to life, but that will be an area for a lot of growth in the future.
yes, I can't wait.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Very exciting, and it's 4 days, right? But I think it's 4 days. I don't know.
22nd, 23rd. I believe it's 3 days, but I could.
3. Okay. And there's a pre-conference one, and okay, it'll be interesting as we get closer. But yeah, we're trying to get the word out. Twitter is just blowing up with
QuickBooks.com. Check it out. QuickBooksConnect.com.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Luis, anything that's critical that you wanted to leave our audience with regarding Cloud Advisor, QuickBooks Online, Advanced Search, QB Connect, just ProAdvisor in general?
I can tell you that we're learning from accountants all over the globe. We're focused on online. We're looking at adding more value through new certifications like Advanced QBO, and we're looking to increasingly connect small businesses with accountants. So we're trying to do all of that over the next year and frankly several years. So come to QB Connect to find out more. But I can tell you there'll be some really cool announcements there too.
Awesome.
Can't wait.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time tonight out of your busy day for come on the QB show and breaking it down for us.
Thank you for having me, you guys. Forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you at QB Connect.
QuickBooks Connect. You got it.
Thanks, Luis.
Thank you.
Forward to it. Luis, you can always tell your wife.
What's that time? Yeah.
Telling me, could have told her she was on for another 30 minutes. White lie. It's not something that would be devastating to her, but maybe you could have like a 30-minute quick cat nap. You know what I mean? Because sometimes those 30-minute cat naps will set you up for the rest of the day.
Speaking of cats, one just walked behind me.
if you say cat or see cat, I think maybe it's the same thing.
Drinking game. Take a drink.
So how you guys doing? Doing good? Are we cutting it at 8 Central, 7 Central tonight, or we keep going?
Let's go. Let's do this.
Keep rolling?
Let's roll it.
Till 7:30 Central? All right. Now, I did have an announcement today. I actually deactivated my Facebook account.
What?
So I'm no longer on Facebook, and I've morphed over to Twitter. It's less emotion and just more chaotic, and it's kind of fun. And for all my videos and my and pictures that I've just been like barraging people with, I can just use, I found other platforms. Facebook to me was just a time suck, so I decided to focus my things elsewhere, and I'm no longer on Facebook. So I don't know if this is like a telltale sign of maybe moving toward the Luddite side of the world. I doubt it. I think I'm still pretty heavy into QuickBooks Online, loving it. Don, I did do a point-of-sale demo today. It was probably the worst point-of-sale demo that anyone's ever done in the United States over the last month.
But the difference is, Woody, you cared about it.
I'm not spending my time there.
I get it. And you know what? You don't have to, buddy.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to push it that way. I will do a high-level POS demo if you want. And if you're up for seeing one of the worst high-level POS demos there is to offer, I'd be happy to do that for you. But I think that I don't want to do point of sale either, but Ann does, and so she can have that awesome.
Box of chocolate.
And that's
it's a good point of sale.
Yeah.
When you keep it simple. You keep
right.
it simple.
Keep it simple.
We're not trying to build the Empire State Building.
Here was the conundrum. Here was the scenario, and I kind of suggested to the clients of the firm, which might have rubbed the poor CPAs the wrong way. I did not mean to do that, but ethically, I felt binded to actually suggest the best solution. So basically, they have point of sale, and they're going to host it, which is fine. Unidata hosts it. Cloud9, I think Intuitive Accountant now just does remote file sharing for point of sale, so they're all doing that because our POS yet does not hook up to QuickBooks Online. So, and they all want to do it on the iPad, so they're going to put it on a particular hosting provider, and they're going to do it on the iPad, and they have a tasting room, and it's a winery, and it's very simple. They're not even gonna, they make their own wine, but they're not going to do an assembly. They want to keep it real simple. They're just going to make quantity adjustments, and I showed them where to go to do that, and cost adjustments, whatever. Keep it real simple, Don, just like you said, until they expand. And they want it to be iPadable everywhere. So when they go to wine shows, they go to county fairs, they're selling their wine, they're slinging it, this and that, farmers markets on Saturday morning, whatever. And at the end of the day, with the effort that would go into setting it up hosting-wise, with the receipt printers coming out of the iPad and all that stuff, I had to suggest QuickBooks Online with Vend HQ. If they're always going to be online anyway, why do that? Why go with a hosting fee? Why go with such a laden program that's great for super sophistication? Our QuickBooks Point of Sale is awesome, very complex, but they don't want complicated. So at the end, I was like, look, after a half an hour, I was like, look, guys, why aren't you just doing QBO with Vend? Can someone tell me that, please?
I can't agree with you.
I think that irked them a little. I think I was a little bit of a jackass. I did not mean to be, but I really felt like they needed something simpler for what they wanted, and it was going to work just as well and actually easier on your iPad.
Yeah, and you know what, Woody?
Yeah.
I'm just going to say one thing about that real quick.
Yep.
Last Wednesday, Ann and I coming in to save the day.
You did. Thank you for that.
Yeah, not with you, but with somebody else. But that's what we do.
No, not me. Not me.
Not with you. I mean, I would do that for you. Woody.
I know. I was a loser. Sorry, I was kind of a loser.
You don't need me. But here's what happened. We had set the client up with GoPayment with the mobile items.
The mobile sync?
Mobile sync.
How does that work?
So I'm gonna report.
Okay.
Most recent reporting. So we set the mobile sync up, and we used non-inventory items. It was for a trunk show, so it wasn't inventory stuff. It was somebody coming in, and then they report it, and they get percentages and all this business that goes on.
Inventory, inventory, sure.
Worked out great. Non-inventory items, big sync with point of sale, the credit cards processed. That was all great.
Yeah.
But when we went to sync it with financial, point of sale with financial, we got a bad report.
Yeah, I've heard different stories about the mobile sync, and also the mobile sync working or GoPayment working with the receipt printer. So again, when I did some research,
right?
Yeah, I was doing some research. Yeah.
So weird things happened. We ended up with half of the receipts went to financial, half didn't. It was instead of a trunk show, it was a shit show. That's fair. First time I've ever sworn pre-QB.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
So
I apologize.
Not a trunk show. It was a poop show. So there's that. So I get your whole recommendation of vent and QBO. So I'm gonna give you that.
I just I wish that sometimes, and it's okay. You can be in a place where desktop is the only solution in your mind. That's fine, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't. And especially from a firm standpoint, there is nothing wrong with hosting QuickBooks Desktop. There's nothing wrong with QuickBooks Desktop, period. It's a fine solution. It is used by 92% of the 50% of businesses that actually even use accounting programs, so whatever. I'm all fine there. But if a client is really simpler and they want to keep it that way and they're all going iPad and all that crazy stuff, I see no reason why you would just not take a peek, behind the curtain or out the window, and kind of wash off some of the crud that's on the dang screen and see that, QuickBooks Online with a third-party app might be a better solution when they just want to exist on the iPad. I want to exist on the iPad. And I think what I realized today, and hopefully this will not, be a detriment to me or something like that, but I think I'm really at an impasse. I am really no longer wanting to open up a desktop product at all. I want to go online.
You know what, Woody?
So they might not have everything that Don wants it. I would rather go up there and try to be an expert up there and at the same time answer questions on the desktop, but do it from my memory, rest on my laurels, and all the QuickBooks Desktop experience I have, and try not to open. As a matter of fact, starting tomorrow, my goal every day is to not open QuickBooks Desktop at all, any desktop product, as far as I can.
That's been my goal for the last 10 years. I'm just telling you right now, since the minute I switched over, that has been something that I have been striving for, and we only have a couple.
Don's got some good wisdom on it.
We only have a couple clients that are left on QB Desktop.
I'm going overboard.
But the only reason I'm going to install 2015 is so that I know how to use it. And
I haven't installed.
And in case I have somebody who needs to convert and has it, so that I can open it. But I really suspect that I probably will not be using desktop. We actually have one client who's on desktop, and he's hosted right now. And at the beginning of the year, we're moving him over to QBO, and that's always been the plan. So, Dawn, now, go ahead, honey bunny.
I think it's foolish. I'm not going to lie. I think it's foolish. I think as a practitioner,
That's fair.
As a practitioner, it's foolish. If I have 120 or 22 business clients and about 18 or 19 that are on QBO, for the reasons that they have what they have, I would be foolish to have that attitude. I'm not saying that that's wrong for you, Woody, and I'm not saying that's wrong for Stacy. I'm saying for those of us who service a different group of clients, that's what it's all about your niche, and it's okay either way.
Yes.
So if you want to be a QBO person, you're going to get QBO type clients. If you're going to be a desktop person, you're going to get desktop type clients. Yeah. And I won't get into my opinion of one or the other.
Right.
But I will just say that I personally, from my firm's perspective, we're not going to limit ourselves to that group or one group or the other group because of the work we do.
Right.
And it's different, and it's totally okay.
Right.
But
And
for anyone who is interested, who's growing a different type of practice, for you, Woody, I totally get it. For Stacey, I totally get it.
Yep.
That totally makes sense to me. But at the same time, I shall continue and will always defend to my death of blood, sweat.
well, hopefully you won't. Hopefully you won't
whatever
die.
it takes, Woody.
Not to your death.
I will always be here for the desktop people.
That's
and
awesome.
I don't have a problem with QBO for the clients it works for. Wonderful. And for those that it doesn't, that's okay too. As a matter of fact, my 15-year-old, when she was in 3rd grade, she had a music teacher. And the music teacher used to say, hey kids, thumbs up is good, thumbs down is okay too. So that's what I'm going to say about QBO.
And to be fair, Don, you're right. And in my current job, it's a pipe dream to think that I can try not to open the desktop during the day.
Right.
Obviously, I'm just kind of open up my window and doing the network news thing, and I'm not going to take it anymore thing,
But just remember, Woody.
Really,
remember
it's
where you came from. That's all I'm going to say.
You're right. That's
remember
good.
where you came from.
I agree with that. And one of the things I was just going to say, and you actually said it, is people are going to come find me. I'm going to, you can see my polka dot pants. I'm going to scooch up. I generally have more QBO clients because that's how people are finding me. They're going and they're searching out how to do something in QBO, and they're finding an article I read, or they're seeing something that I've done, or somebody has referred them to me. So that's why I have more QBO clients than I do desktop clients. Dawn just ran away. She's so sick of us talking about this, she just ran right away.
Good.
It's okay. And I think that's fine. And so she's more of a desktop person, so people are going to gravitate to that. And I think, you know what? Everybody is different, and it's okay. So, do we have any questions? I love this debate, by the way. I love this discussion.
I just thought, for me, it was more of a...
I'm just going to tell you from my perspective, for what works for me. What works for me. If I do on a regular basis because I'm a psycho, if I analyze my revenue base, and I look at those clients that are on QBO and those that are on desktop, I make more money when I'm working with a desktop client. Yeah. And you know what? That's totally cool.
That's important.
Me. And you know what? It's all relative.
That's important.
Yep.
Let's get into some questions.
Yeah.
Yes. So, speaking of which, how do I make a deposit? And I'm assuming you guys didn't go over this, including more than one client rather than separate entries for each. Now, this has to do with QuickBooks Online. So, Stacey, I think really the question is, in desktop, there's a preference to group deposits together and undeposited funds. How does that kind of work in QBO, because there's no real preference to do that?
So when what did you do there? Dawn's busting.
I have a bell that you ring like at your teacher's desk. Mm-hmm. And it fell off the desk.
Okay.
So, I bought $20, by the way. They're expensive.
Okay. How much was it? $40?
$20 for one of those little ding bell things that your teacher has on their desk. I had to have one.
That seems fair. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So to make a deposit, so when you receive, Kitty.
Hey, look.
When you receive the payment from the customer, you need to choose what account you want it to go to. So you can either, there's another one back here, right there.
So that's 2 drinks then?
Well, actually, there's only one at a time, so it would be 2 drinks right after, one right after the other.
2 drinks excessively.
Yeah, very, very quickly. So when you receive the payment in from the customer, you're going to choose whether to just post it directly to, now you can chug it, because there was 2 in the screen right there. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So you can choose whether to post it to undeposited funds and then group your deposits together, or you can choose to deposit the customer payment directly into your checking account or whatever account you want to. So there's no preference that you set in QBO. You just do that in the receive payment screen.
Yep.
And it's okay. It might kill you, but you'll be okay.
No, it won't
Yeah.
kill you. It'll be okay.
You just choose undeposited funds and it groups them. It's
Yep.
pretty easy. There's no preference, actually. It's kind of just done for you as long as you choose undeposited funds.
Yep.
And you know, to backtrack to the debate, I think this started to happen to me when I was demoing QBO and QBOA at a conference using an iPad. And it dawned on me,
You're welcome.
it dawned on me
You're welcome. That's
that
for Woody.
I was in my nice sleek black Intuit QuickBooks shirt, had my jeans and some black shoes. Maybe it was jogging shoes. And I was standing at the table. And I didn't have to hold my laptop to demo something. I was just on this slim little device. And it nearly had almost all the functionality anyways, all that I needed to demo or that you'd need. There's a few things we still need to add, and we are adding them. But I was just so impressed that I could do that on an iPad, because I'm not normally an iPad user, you know. And now I really like it. And I think that's kind of what happened. That was probably like one of the precipitous events for me. And just kind of rolled on. But you know,
Yep.
I've already done my videos for QuickBooks 2015. Obviously, I have not uploaded them to our site yet, because I can't do it until early mid-September. You know, I got the greatest hits all ready to go. What's new in Enterprise? There's nothing yet in Point of Sale. That's coming later. And then what's new in Mac? What's new in Pro Premier? And then of course Accountant Edition. So we're going to share. We're going to give equal breadth. You guys are going to know what's new in QuickBooks 2015 by watching the show. I'm going to demo it. I have it installed, but I would agree with Don that I can be foolish and I can be a fool sometimes, but I'm okay with this one.
I said that.
I don't think that Tom said that.
I'm okay with this one.
I wouldn't
I'm
say
saying
that
it.
about you, Woody.
I'm saying it because I always tell people, I'm like, look, you have to be flexible. You have to support both platforms. Don't shut down a QBO client just because you hate QBO. I have to be able to flip that and look it from the other direction. I can't just say, oh, well, I'm never gonna, answer a desktop question anymore, because that, I'd be out of the job.
Woody.
I love that.
Yeah.
I have a question for Woody.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I love asking Woody questions. Keep them coming.
I'm fired
Woody.
up tonight.
I
Fired
love
up.
it. I would
Woody.
fist fight you if we were in the same room right now, Woody. I would fist fight you.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I would
Dang.
still love you,
I'd be afraid.
but I would beat you down right now.
I'm pretty sure she can take you. I'm just saying.
Probably.
A little bigger, buddy.
Probably.
I don't know. I think that would be a pretty good cage match. I would pay money for that. I'm just saying. I would pay money to watch that on I would even pay pay-per-view. I'm just saying. I would order that cage match on pay-per-view. I'm gonna just put that out there on the.
We could do the QBO and desktop tables and chairs. Ladders, tables, and chairs.
It would be brutal, because you know what? I used to bowl, and I would kick that machine if I
man.
right. So I'm just telling you, if I don't win, it's violent. So anyway, but let's move on. Stacey, you have a question for Woody.
I do have a question for Woody. I got the giggles. Sorry. So here's one, because we were talking about POS a little bit ago, and I know nothing about point of sale. I'm just going to tell you guys. When I tell the story about how when I first joined the ProAdvisor program and I was looking at all the offerings, I saw that we could we had point of sale or we could do QBO, and I thought, I need to learn one of these. And so it's not a made-up story or an exaggeration. I installed point of sale, I opened it up, and then I promptly closed it, and then I've never opened it up ever again.
That's awesome.
And then after I closed it and uninstalled it, then I signed up for QBO, but then it was just called QuickBooks Online, and there was no subscription levels, which, by the way, I just want to take a little bit of a tangent. Anyway, I moved my file right after I uninstalled POS, but I just want to say I still am on Classic QBO. So
I have to hear that one more time. I'm going to call someone at friggin' Intuit.
No,
What's up with that?
because I
moved you already.
So no, because I want to be the last person migrated over. I just think it's really funny. Like, Kathy Iconis calls me the QBO godmother, which I think is hilarious.
That's a good term.
I think it's hilarious, and I like it better than queen, because when I think godmother, I think like fairy dress and like wing.
Say fairy godmother. There's godparents.
Well, you know, so well, that's what I think of when I think godmother. So anyway, I'm still on QuickBooks Online Classic, and we're talking like old school.
Oh wow!
When all it says on the top is QuickBooks Online, it doesn't even say like Simple Start Plus or Essentials. Yeah, it's like Legacy QBO, and I'm going to cling to that for as long as I can. Okay, so here's my question.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Seriously?
And it's a point of sale question, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So how do I assign? And I don't even know what this means. I'm just going to tell you that.
I'm going to share it.
How do I assign more than one associate to a POS sales receipt?
Let me humble myself and share out, and I'm going to show you guys.
Damn.
Yeah, you better be ready.
Let me know when you can see. Hopefully you can see my point of sale. This is my point of sale 2013. I'm on a sales receipt. Let me backtrack here, and you can kind of see more. Go back to the home page. I'm on the home page, and I'm clicking Make a Sale. For those of you guys that don't use point of sale a lot, or I could click Make a Sale over here, you know, under point of sale. Either way, just like desktop, there's a couple 3 ways to get a place. I could scan in an item. I'm a computer shop. I'm selling computer stuff, and I choose my customer, and I always like to choose Jim, and he gets a 15% discount, which is cool. Before I actually close the receipt, over here there's cashier associate, so I can actually add a cashier and associate to the sale itself if I want to, and then I have 2 on there, and then and there's, you know, I can change it here too on the actual line, because I could add other lines. I can even add an associate to a particular line, right? So I have this, and then maybe I could choose a different associate here for this particular line, because maybe it's a big ticket item and I've assigned a commission to a particular employee, so I want to make sure that line goes to them, but it's still the same receipt. So that's how you do it, and you have this item properties where I could assign an item's commission to this particular, you know, associate or whatever. I'm going to give it to me. It's 5%. I get commission amount of $5, and yeah, okay, so sweet. So this one is to the one associate, this is to me, and so on. I only show 2 associates because in the employee list I only have 2 of us, right? I could have Don, Stacy, everybody, you know, and then I'd have more people to choose from. So you could have more than one if you want to. And notice this, I love this in progress thing, because I can click on it and go, it's actually a receipt, go back to it, there it is. Now I'm going to choose credit, pretend it's a Visa, it's swiped. I could put it on hold if I want. If Stacy all come up, no wait, and Don's like, I gotta go get something back in the back store, I can put it on hold and take care of Stacy first, and we have all that kind of stuff. And then you can print it if I want. Here's my receipt. Pretty cool, right? And then I didn't choose as a print designer. I could have chose, like, there's the cashier, but if I wanted to choose the associate, I just need to add that field in the print designer. That's a tool. That would be under another menu. And then, do I want to email the receipt, which is cool. Now, if I was using GoPayment, you know, I can actually text the receipt, but I'm going to say no. And now there's my sale, and I can just wait for the next sale to come up. So,
nice job, Woody.
That's you know, a little bit overview of point of sale, and if you guys want to see more, we can do that too. It's kind of fun to do it. I mean, I don't hate it, right? I mean, it's okay, but
listen.
Fun stuff.
Don't get me fired up.
Well, you know, maybe I just. Maybe you're
you know, in the doldrums today.
Maybe I'm just in the basement today. You're right. Yeah. I'm probably in the basement.
It's going to be okay.
I'm in the basement.
Now you got Cindy in the chat room worried that something's happening with point of sale. What's happening with point of sale is Woody has a bad attitude about it. That's the problem.
No, there's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say to commit to it, but we are investing in point of sale. I can guarantee you, though I can't tell you when, you will have a new version of point of sale to sell to your clients, to support, to learn from. We'll do a demo of it here. It's coming soon. I just can't say a date or anything, but it's coming. Don't worry. We're not.
That asks a good question. How well does it work integrating with sales and QuickBooks Desktop? It does work if you are, okay.
That's good for Don.
Exception of the GoPayment, mobile item malarkey that's going on. The point of sale, sync with QuickBooks Desktop. If you know what you're doing, let me preface the statement. If you know how to use it, it works really, really well. The retailer that I have a couple, I actually have 3 people all in the same island literally with point of sale. It's kind of weird and fun, but she receives every item. We put every single payment that we make for her in Desktop goes to prepaid inventory. We send the bills over. We offset the bills by prepaid inventory, which someday I could demo that because it's really hot. It's such an easy way to watch the balls bounce, which in accounting, for those of you who are kind of new to the QuickBooks thing and whatever is, or new to having your own practice or whatever, that is such an important thing as a practitioner, an accountant, a consultant, whatever the heck you are, that you are making sure that a ball that is bouncing can be followed, because if that client gets audited, and that's my big thing right now, and I'm sorry, it's my thing. You know what? QBO is your thing. Defending people from the IRS is my thing. And especially when they're innocent, primarily when they're innocent. But there's so many people out there who are using QuickBooks or an accounting software or whatever that have no backup. There's no way to trace what's happening in their QuickBooks file to their tax return, and the IRS wants to see that happen. They want those work papers. They want this and that. And I'm telling you, the point of sale sync, the QuickBooks Desktop works awesome. It works awesome. It's set up properly. You're not adjusting items every 5 seconds, and So anyway, that is that's my soapbox about that. Woody, I'm here.
Still talking about that? It's awesome.
Yeah, still freaking talking about that.
I love
talk about QBO for 70 minutes.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes.
So here,
what?
my system was going down. So here, let me do another screen share to back up what Don's saying, and just to quell the fear and to continue on with my nightmare here tonight, which is in desktop products.
My
so
nightmare.
I'm in here, and for Yvette's purpose, I go to the File menu Preferences, go to Company Preferences, and there's a Financial section. I'm hooked up to this file. Actually, I was opening up QuickBooks. It sees that I have QuickBooks open. It's important that the Workstation one for point of sale, we can go over this on another show because it's rarely involved, where the point of sale database file is. In point of sale, you can't have the database file swimming all over the place like you can with desktop. It has to be on the workstation, where Workstation 1. That's where the financial exchange is going to take place. And though you don't need a QuickBooks file there, QuickBooks Desktop better be installed there too. Okay, so make sure you know what Workstation 1 is. Usually it's a back office computer. It might be out front. Whatever, that's fine. And we'll talk about multi-store and headquarters versus remote stores another day. So I set up the connection. It's nice to send item totals on receipts over in a summarized way because it keeps the QuickBooks profile, which most people use at POS because you're doing most of the heavy lifting in point of sale. It keeps it smaller, right? So I've set up the connection there, and then all I do is go to Financial and then update QuickBooks. You can do this as part of the end of the day or at any.
I think we lost some audio. Did we lose him?
We could. He probably just left.
He probably was in the nightmare and he couldn't handle it.
There he is.
You guys, so for Don and Yvette and Cindy and all you guys that are really good at point of sale, you know that preference setup for financial and particularly the accounts is crucial and critical, and you don't want POS to create a bunch of sub-accounts because you know how that can go south pretty fast. But it integrates over. I can even see it from point of sale how it went. But if I just happen to go to my customer center, and we'll pick on Jim, here's my receipt, just went over, just sent it over. It's in undeposited funds because I already took a payment over there, right? So I don't have to receive a payment in QuickBooks or anything. And then there's my receipt. It comes over quite nicely, and usually I'll show the journal entry that was made to inventory asset or cost of goods sold. And it does work really well. I think as long as you have it set up correctly, to echo what Don's saying, it works great, and you have a nice process in the retail shop that you have gone over and trained your client on. when they do the end of day, when do they update QuickBooks, making a backup, here's what your employees do with the sales receipts, etc. If you have any issues with those accounts, though, and those preferences, you're calling me, right? You're calling Don, you're calling Yvette, you're calling Cindy. Because that's really what's important. If we go back over to company preferences and company again and accounts, this is really the important one. You know, all this stuff, account mapping, you know, basic and advanced. And then, you know, don't automatically create sub-accounts. Don, would you agree that's not what you usually do? Or do you do
Yes.
That? Good.
I agree with
Keep
you.
that unchecked. Don't even know why that's a preference. Wish it wasn't.
Yeah.
But
Automatic.
thanks for letting me to do that. That was really fun. You know, going into desktop product, that was really cool, and I hope it was
Good.
helpful.
Woody, you were awesome. You know what?
See, I'm not so bad. I'm
No,
not so bad.
You're better. Look at you recovering. You're recovering, Woody.
Yeah.
I almost like you again right now. And I always
awesome.
love you, but sometimes I don't like you, Woody.
I know. I know.
Well,
Well, I'm tough to deal with. I'm difficult. I know. Just
husband,
talk to Nicola about that one. Yeah.
Yep.
So no, that was cool. And to be fair, yeah, I'm doing a POS demo tomorrow morning, even at 9 a.m. Central. Really excited
And
about it.
I want you to put your happy pants on.
I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to show them all that cool stuff. I'm going
Okay.
to show them all that cool stuff.
I just want to say, if he needs happy pants, I have some.
You got happy pants.
I have some that he could borrow. I'm just saying these
Happy pants for Wood. Can you see Woody booking around doing demos at QB Connect?
in polka dot pants.
Polka dot pants.
Woody, here's the deal. I'll give you. I'm telling you right now, official, because the show is done. It's 8:30.
Yeah, we're leaving.
I will give you.
I'm embarrassed myself enough, I think.
I will give you $100 if you wear the white tank top, like the, you know,
I know.
the white tank top, and I will let you borrow the polka dot pants.
I'll match.
They'll probably be more like capri pants for you.
Can we add something to that? And I'm
Yes,
going to raise it
we
to
can add
200 because
Yes.
I'm going to raise
yes.
it to 200 because can we do just for the show a mohawk and shave the head so I just have a mohawk with
Dawn, are you
that
in for
with my
$100?
black sport coat and polka dot pants.
The tank top, the mohawk, the polka dot pants, and the mohawk. Brolin, are you in for $100?
Stand by.
Because I need to buy. I really want to buy another guild.
I
Red
got
Knot.
400 right here.
No, I
Oh,
don't.
dude! If I can get my guild, I want to get another guild
I want to
guitar.
shove it in the thing for you.
Just shove it in the waistband of the polka dot pants.
So here's
And
the
I got,
thing.
and I got a 1.
I'm trying to get another guild guitar, so I will do this for
Wait, I have another one.
$400.
I have 5.
No, I don't have $500.
That's too much. That's too much.
I'll throw in $200.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
All right.
Woody,
All right.
I'm curious, and you have to let me. You have to. I'm gonna wear Depends while
But
you.
you understand that you have to understand that I'm going to be co-presenting a session with Joe Woodard.
Doesn't even matter. So we're
That's
not.
probably not going to work.
I'm doing it. We're doing it. I got the cat. I'm gonna leave this in my wallet. I'm
It
gonna.
doesn't- It
Can
doesn't
we do
have
it?
to. It
Can
doesn't
we do it
have to-
after that though, like on the last day, or is it the whole day?
No, you don't
The
have to
whole
do it
time.
for the whole day. You just
No.
have to do it for one of these shows, and we have to see your whole.
No.
Oh,
It's got to be QB Connect. It's
oh,
got to be QB Connect.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
okay.
Connect like for like a session where he's doing.
All
I
the
don't know.
session.
We'll work on that. And you know what? Let's not tell anyone. This is just
No.
between the 3 of us.
I'll just show up.
Nobody will know. It's super
ever know.
secret. Shh.
No. Then Nick will be pissed because I'll get canned and I won't have any more money.
No, we'll make sure that we do it
We'll have to
somewhere.
supplement.
As long as we get it on this show, we'll make sure that we do
You'll
it.
turn into love on the desktop in a heartbeat if that happens, Woody. I can promise
Yep,
you.
but I was thinking with the
$10
short,
you love
I got a haircut. If I could just shave it and just have this piece with my glasses and my white, thing I wear, my undershirts,
Yeah,
with
Yeah.
the polka dot pants.
yeah.
And Joe's probably not going to want to stand next to me, but
I'll stay next to you.
I could do it for like the booth for the last day.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll plan that.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Nice.
Do you want me
That'll
to
be
bring?
worth it.
I have hair
Yeah.
clippers. Do you want me to bring
As
them?
long as they're clean and stuff, and
Yeah.
things like that.
All they've done
Put them in
is
an alcohol solution, something like
Yep.
that.
No problem.
Whiskey, sure.
whiskey.
No, that was fun.
All right.
Yeah, we'll do it for the last day, and then that way when I get home,
Exhausted. I don't know
I'll
about you
have to
guys,
totally
but I'm
shave.
exhausted.
Yeah, this was a good one, and I hope I didn't upset anybody or offend anybody who's a desktop fan.
I got them.
I'm
Don't
still
worry.
doing it. I'm still doing
My
it.
friends. My friends.
We're all friends. We're okay. We're okay.
Yep. All right, I have to go do the Q&A. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
let's go. We gotta
Okay.
go.
I love you, Woody.
Hey, you guys have a good night. We'll talk to you next week. Have fun. Thanks for listening.
Peace out.
All right.
Cat, 2 cats, 3 cats. Chug.
Throw away thumb drives, no attachments. Get the files anywhere when you're permitted access. What's the matter? Frustrated with the hassle? Jump up in the cloud and join us in the castle.
We're high up in the clouds and we're never coming down. So get up, get up, get up, get up in the cloud. High up in the cloud and we're never coming down. So get up, get up, get up, get up in the cloud.
Throw away thumb drives, no attachments. Get the files anywhere.